Hi and welcome to this short video on how to use Electa for our tutors. This should just give you some tips and tricks on ways that our current tutors use online tuition and give you a better idea of the features and ways that you can perform tuition. So as normal, we'd go to online.personaltutors.com.au to sign in. Also works with online.gracesimpkins.com.au. You will be given username details for each of your sessions, and that will change. So you'll have personal tutors 1 through to 25, and you'll for each of your sessions it could be a different login. So bear that in mind. So for this scenario, we're using personal tutors 2. The password is normally the same, which is GSPT 4064. Now that we've logged in, you'll see basically you can ignore everything. You don't need to change settings or anything along those lines, and you'll see your online tuition sessions for that day. If you've logged in with the wrong account, then obviously your name won't be here, and you should log out and double check your username. So here we've got this session set up for 10:30 to 11:30 on March the 22nd, and all we need to do is click the green button and then start Electa Live. Obviously this is following on from the tutorial video of setting up Electa, so this is assumed that you've already installed Electa on your computer and that you've made sure that your microphone and your speakers work. Again, need to make sure that you've either got a headset with a microphone or that you're using headphones, just normal audio headphones that are plugged into your computer so that you're breaking the feedback loop. So audio should be going directly into your ears, and then you use the microphone from the laptop or using a headset. So here we've got the normal setup of Electa with our tools here on the left hand side and the whiteboard for communal use. So both yourself and the student will be able to work in this area here. The common tools are mainly the pen tool, the highlighter, and some tutors use the typing tool as well. So maybe that might work if you want the kids to type a paragraph that you want to edit, or if you want to copy and paste a paragraph in using the typing tool, and then the students can go around and highlight the nouns, verbs, whatever you're trying to achieve. That works quite well. So the text tool does allow for copying and pasting of large amounts of text. So that is definitely something you can use. And then obviously you can highlight over the top of things. So doing that. Also, it's handy to note that whenever you select a new tool, the color down the bottom changes. So if you were writing in one color, you might want the student to write in another color. That makes things just a little bit more handy to see who's doing what. The other tool that is used is the eraser tool, which is this tool here. And basically you don't need to scrub or anything, it's just it will erase that element. So with one click it just takes that element away. You don't need to sit there scrubbing. Now throughout the session you'll use multiple whiteboards, and that looks like this. So we've got whiteboard 1 here, you go new, OK, and that will take us to whiteboard 2, and we'll do that again, and now we're on whiteboard 3, and one last time to take us to whiteboard 4. Then up here in the drop down menu you'll be able to go backwards and forwards between all the whiteboards. At the end of each session, and this is quite important, at the end of each session I ask that you go through and save each of the whiteboards that you've used and email them to us. So you can email that to contact@gracesimpkins.com.au. And that will enable us to email those through to the parent, so they've got reassurances of what was worked on during the sessions, particularly for primary school kids. And then that way they just get an update of what's going on. So basically the way you do this is you go to whiteboard, save current whiteboard as image file. This is on a Windows machine. On a Mac, I believe you go whiteboard and export current whiteboard to PDF. But here we go, save current whiteboard as image file, and then we just save it to wherever the default position or wherever you want to save it. And basically you go through and do that for each whiteboard, and then email that to us at contact@gracesimpkins.com.au. Again, that just allows us to forward that information on to the parents, just so they know what's happened and what work has been done. So the next element, and this is probably the coolest and most beneficial feature of Electa, is this tool called Screen Snapshot. So basically what this does is it will minimize Electa and allow you to take a screen grab of whatever we've got open in the background. To give you an idea of what that might look like, we're going to go to Super Teacher Worksheets, which is one of the websites that we certainly encourage all of our tutors to go to for primary school resources. And there's just a multitude of different resources. I'm just randomly going to go to a PDF. And so basically it will give you PDF of different things you want to go around for maths and English. But what we want to do is basically bring some of that PDF into Electa. So what I've done is we've got Electa here set up. In another window, I've got this PDF that I want my student to work on. So now go back to Electa, make sure it's the last thing you're looking at. Click the Screen Snapshot tool. The settings you want to have are capture a screen area, hide Electa live before capturing, and place a captured image on a new whiteboard. You can change the quality settings, but normally in the middle is fine. So that's all pre-configured. So I click OK. It will minimize Electa and allow me to grab part of the screen so that I can bring that into Electa. So what we've got now is we've got that PDF, and we can now interact with that PDF as if it was a whiteboard. So if we want the kids to trace over these lines, obviously handwriting and things probably not a good thing to be doing on Electa because it doesn't simulate that very well. But you might want them to highlight that. So that's a block of 10 and a block of 1. So you can see how that would work, and that just interacts like a normal whiteboard. So I've got whiteboard 3 and screen capture 5, and again, because we'd want to be sending this work to the parents, we go whiteboard, save current whiteboard as image file, we'll call that 3, and we've got that again for future use. So that is very handy, and a great way of getting the normal resources you print out into Electa for use. Very useful, and a very good way of getting resources into Electa. That is effectively everything I wanted to run through. So we've got the tools on the left hand side, the ability to import PDFs and anything from your screen. So whether that's a PDF online, a Word document that you've got open, a website that you've got open, basically anything that you want to bring into Electa you can do through that. The last thing I'd just mention as well is the chat window down here on the left. So I normally use that for if there's any technical issues, or if you're waiting for them to do something, maybe they haven't responded in a little bit, and you can just type down there. So that way if they're trying to talk and they can't hear you, then they'll obviously see that. Effectively, that's it for this video. If you do have questions, certainly feel free to call us on 1300 360 245, or email at contact@gracesimpkins.com.au. Thank you very much.